The college football experience, Arkansas State Red Wolves 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com. Use our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Arkansas State Red Wolves. Woo! That's my fucking howl right there. Come howl with the Wolves. 4th of July is in like 4 hours, but yet we're grinding Sunbelt West teams, future Pac-12 teams. This is a doubleheader. We do have Texas State on deck, but join us, youtube.com/the college experience, as we break down all 136 teams in the FBS with a solo episode for each and every team in the land. And I mean, I'm excited to talk Arkansas State Red Wolf football. I was, over the past 24 hours, I've been diving into the program. And look, they've been to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 bowls since 2011. That's a good program. Yep. We're going to talk all about it. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Wow. I mean, the ECU song made it. I had condensation from my beer. As I touched the keyboard, my hand kind of slipped. And it went right into that ECU song. Shout out to the ECU Pirates. Arkansas State, ECU, let's do a game. All right? Put us on the schedule. All right? We can make it work. Yeah, look. Arkansas State, rich program. You can go back. They got a natty back in the day. They got Maurice Carthon used to run for them. Fred Barnett used to be catching passes for them. They've had some guys. They've had some coaches. They kind of started a lot of careers. Huge strip club Freeze. He used to hit that strip club right up from Jonesboro. Brian Harsin. How about Gus Malzahn? They've been Blake Anderson, who then went on to Utah State and won a Mountain West championship. Great avenue for coaches, as Butch Jones has tried to figure it out. After being at Tennessee, got fired, went to Bama. Now he's here. He's waiting to back-to-back bowls. Can he continue to turn that corner? We'll see. I am joined by my co-host. This guy is the host of the College Basketball Experience with me. Check out that when the season goes live. We're talking hoops every single night of the season, but we do the same thing for football too. So you subscribe to both. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, brother?
What is up, man? Yes, a little Thursday night fun belt before the 4th of July. Let's start this doubleheader. Cheers, everybody.
What's more American than that?
Exactly.
Come on, make it back tonight. Let's go. The chat is rolling along. Yes, Butch Joe, Wolves up. There we go. Yes, Janning's figuring that out. Yes, it was. And then Fun Belt in July, Cannabis Capper. Channing Brown, just we got all the just great people. Come be a part of the chat. Let's talk college football. It's the greatest fucking sport on planet Earth. Let's talk about it some. Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is a school that I enjoy. Hoping they can make some noise now with the 12-team playoff. You never know, Mac.
Yep.
You look back at some of those teams, throughout the history. They won 10 games twice in 11 and 12. That would be knocking on the door, so to speak. Hey, who's to say Arkansas State is not the next Boise State? Let's go. Let's jump into this. Now, slideshow going. Hop on over to YouTube. Highly recommend watching the show as opposed to listening, but sometimes that's good to listen because you don't get my stupid gap tooth fucking face going on here. So
great logo, by the way. Arkansas
yes,
State. Red Wolves.
Yes, it is a great logo. It's like something out of a horror flick. It is good. Like a Rob Zombie horror flick. Butch Jones, he's 103 and 85 all time as a head coach. Now, some say, the guy was riding the coattails of Brian Kelly somehow, some way. I don't think that was organized. It just happened. Some might also say that since he's been at Arkansas State, he's just 19 and 31 at a school that had a lot of success before him with many different coaches. I mean, hell, you look at that stretch where when Arkansas State went to 9 straight bowls, it was 4 different coaches: Hugh Freeze, Gus Malzahn, Brian Harsin, Blake Anderson. So, where you at with old Butch, buddy?
That's a great question. I mean, Butch, obviously, he's been a head coach since 2000. Actually, 2004. Sorry, I actually had Brian Kelly's resume pulled up because I was seeing how much they've intertwined. 2007. Sorry, at Central Michigan and Cincinnati, Tennessee. Now headed into his 5th year at Ark State. So he's bounced around. I think he's okay. I think he's been a little bit underwhelming, to be honest. I think that his teams have lacked consistency. The 11 and 21 in Sun Belt play in 4 years is not very good. He wasn't very good in SEC play at Tennessee, but he was good with the chips. And he was solid with Cincinnati, but those were pretty good jobs at the time. And
they had been coasting. I mean, he walked into Cincinnati when they were undefeated.
He's not really a program builder. He's kind of a program sustainer. He can get talent in, but I don't know. He's okay. He's not horrible, but he's not great.
The question is, could they do better? But let me ask you this. Yes. You think if they have a losing season, he might be on the way out? Is the seat still hot for Butch?
Great question. I mean, back-to-back bowl games, they have ascended every single year. Went 2 wins, 3 wins, 6 wins, now 8 wins. If they go like 4 and 8 and the bottom falls out a little bit, yeah, I definitely think.
Because then the argument would be 4 out of 5 seasons losing seasons. Because the 1 year he made a bowl, it was 6 and 7. So I don't know. I could already see Bobby Petrino coaching there if he doesn't work out at Arkansas. If Arkansas doesn't wise up, but I don't want to fire Butch yet. I don't want to fire him yet. I'm just saying if there's a losing season, we'll see. We'll see. Now Butch brings back veteran offensive coordinator Keith Heckendorf. They were 85th in scoring offense a season ago, 67th in pass offense, 74th in rush offense. Total offense starting at 68th in the nation. Okay. I mean, decent numbers for a team that they won 8 games is, I guess. Yeah. Okay. And shout out to Trips Fest in the chat. Yes, this show is currently live. Appreciate you tuning in.
Thanks.
And I know he's a big fan of the CFL gambling podcast. Check that out as well. But yeah, Heckendorf has been there for a few years now, and this offense has been pretty good. And I think there's reason to be optimistic because Jaylen Raynor is back. This is a guy over the past 2 seasons has 33 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. He's done a lot. He obviously can move the ball with his legs. He's a good quarterback. I think one of the better quarterbacks coming back within the Sun Belt. And one of the things you got to love is they returned Corey Rucker. This is a guy that has over 3,000 career college football receiving yards and 24 touchdowns. second team All Sun Belt a year ago, and I think you can make the argument he should have been first team. Those are a great nucleus to have back. But other than that, you got a left tackle and Noah Smith and a running back, Jaquez Cross. Okay, so your skill position players, your QB, running back, receiver. But the O-line, tight end, other wideout, all new faces. All right. Can the offense be as good as a year ago? Now, I should key in that they did hit the portal. Yeah. They went out and brought some guys in, to a couple backup quarterbacks. Jax Brown from Sam Houston State coming in, Ethan Crawford from Southern Miss, running back Kenyon Clay from Southern Miss. They kind of rated Southern Miss's team, but I don't know if that's a good thing because they were horrible last year. Yeah. JJ Harrell, a wideout coming in from Mississippi State. Quan Lee from FAMU there. Nana, is that Nana or Nene? That's Nene. Yeah. Nene Burris from the Airport Florida International, wide receiver Jalen Benelli from Georgia Southern, who is on the schedule. And then the O-line that we talked about, man. I mean, plug and play, figuring out. Jerry Madison coming in from Arkansas, Kobe Williams from Memphis, Will Sexton from Southern Miss, Gabe Fortson from Tulane, Adam Kemp from Nevada, Adam Hickerson from Gardner-Webb. Mac, will the offense, in your eyes, be better or similar to what it was a season ago?
Yeah, that's a great question. Where did they rank again? What were the exact
68th?
68th.
I
kind of and for the most part pretty balanced. I'll say the same just because Raynor is headed into his third year, and then obviously he's got his main target, Rucker, back. I mean, Raynor really turned around the season 2 years ago after they lost the first two games, and then he really got them going in the right direction. And they won all by the way, they did win 7 out of 8 games were by one score last year. So they were on the right side of a lot of one score games that went their way. But yeah, I think it'll be around the same. But that offensive line's got to mesh together to keep Raynor healthy and upright so he can get the ball to Rucker and be able to run the ball as well.
Yeah. I think they can. I think they'll be similar. I don't think it'll be better. I'll say similar or slightly worse. Because here's something. I just think the Sun Belt is a little bit down this year.
Yeah. And Butch always brings in talent, like you said.
Yeah. I think they should be able to take advantage, even though I know they don't have a lot of returning production. But the Sun Belt's a little bit down, and you're right. They did win a lot of one-score games, almost every game.
It was 7 out of 8. Had 7 out of their 8 wins.
That's the problem. When they played any team with a pulse, with the exception of Michigan, they played Michigan well, 28-18. But Iowa State 52-7, right? Texas State 41-9. Louisiana Lafayette 55-19. I mean, any of those teams that had just a decent. It's hard to tell how good this team was last year because they didn't beat. Their wins were against Central Arkansas, and by 3. Central Arkansas is a decent FCS. Tulsa, horrible last year. South Alabama, that's probably their best win, but first-year coach in the first 5 weeks of the season, it's a good thing. Southern Miss, absolutely horrible. Troy, absolutely terrible. Georgia State, terrible. ULM, 5-7, not a good team. And then they did win a bowl game against Bowling Green. I guess that's their best win, Bowling Green. But I don't know what to make of last season. And the more I think about it, the more I think the offense will be worse then, because I just feel like the schedule might be a little bit harder this year. We'll see. Let's talk about it. The defensive side of the ball. Griff McCarley is the new defensive coordinator, and there's a reason why there's a new defensive coordinator, because
look at the stats.
Good God. Arkansas State, the folks in Jonesboro are still hurting from this. 111th in scoring defense, pass defense 112th, rush defense 124th, total defense 128th. That was bottom 6 in America, folks, in the FBS. I'm just going to say the defense is going to be better. Just because I know that they only return one fucking guy in Brian Whitehead on the defensive end spot. But they do bring back their kicker, Kloon Van Endel. Hans Bubby, I'm your white knight. But they're just gonna be better. I feel like with the new DC, you can't like they'll be a little bit better. They went to the portal. They brought in, buckle up, folks. They brought in Chris Bodie from or Bodie. Shout out to what's that? The Wire from Liberty. Defensive lineman Quincy Wright from North Texas. Gavin Ransall from Coastal Carolina. Simeon Mitchell from McNeese. Cody Sigler from West Alabama. DeMarcus Hendricks from Texas A&M Kingsville. Those are all on the D-line. Let's talk about the linebacker spot. Aaron Alexander from Michigan State. Daniel Demery from Ole Miss. Man, some big names here. Big name schools here. Terry Kirksley from UConn. Won 8 games a season ago there. Javante Mackey from Memphis. Devin Curtis from Middle Tennessee. Those are just the linebackers. The secondary, Trenton Allen Yo coming in from App State. AJ McGee from Marshall, where he started at Marshall the entire season last year. That's a nice get. Cornerback Jodrick Lewis from Illinois State. Cornerback Avante Dickerson from Utah State. Safety Trayvon Howard from Iowa State, who's on the schedule. Safety Cedric Franklin from Georgia Tech, and safety Luke Wisham from Louisiana Tech, and punter Bobby Angstler from Cal there. Holy shit. This is why it is harder to do our job. This podcast is 8 years deep. And I remember it was a lot easier to kind of forecast the seasons. Really the first 5 years. The portal, almost a lot of these teams, this is a similar thing. We talked about it with a bunch of different teams already this year, and we're only in our 30s on previewing these. So it's hard to get a read on is this defense going to be good? I can tell you this: new DC comes in, he's got a reputation. I think they can be better than their previous numbers. Now, does that mean they're going to be a very good defense within the Sun Belt? I have no fucking idea. But I'm just going to say they brought in some nice talent. McGee started at Marshall, some P5 guys, right? Marshall won the Sun Belt a year ago. I think the defense will take a step forward this year. How do you say?
If you're optimistic that it does take a step forward with McCarley taking over, we talked on the Louisiana Tech breakdown, Jeremiah Johnson. McCarley worked for him at Northern Iowa, and he also worked for Kleiman at K-State. So he's got a good background here with some really good defensive coaches. So I do think they'll take a step forward. A lot of the reason why they were so bad, new unit, chip on their shoulder. So yeah, a step forward, but they also really need to take a step forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so many new faces. It's like, can you make that work in 1 year, or is this something that takes 2 years? We've seen Coach Prime, or we talked Rich Rod at West Virginia. You there's certain teams you put in 50 new fucking players, and a lot of these, both teams we're going to talk about tonight, I felt like, man, the Arkansas State, I think, hit the portal harder this year than previously. I think it'll be better, but I don't know that means more wins. We'll see. Let's talk about this. But before we go to the next step here, I want to let the good folks know that the college football experience, Arkansas State style, is brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. Yeah, you think you know ball? Then you have to enter Circa's football contest for $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Of course, there is no rake, so if entries go above the guarantee, all the extra money will go to the prize pool. Circa Millions. You pick 5 NFL teams against the spread each week, or go for the ultimate sweat in Circa Survivor. There's even a Circa Grandissimo, $100 million Survivor contest. You must register in person at Circa Sportsbook, the biggest sportsbook in the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. I'll be there in 2 weeks. What a great excuse to have to go out there to enter this thing. They got Stadium Swim. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use the promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including right now, what do we got? MLB, CFL, WNBA, golf going on. And of course, we got college football and NFL futures. It's that season. Jump in. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well, even outside of the states. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts there using crypto. Head on over to mybookie.ag. Use the promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. Of course, that's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. All right, Chris B in the chat. Shout out to Chris B saying Arkansas State's got great odds to win the Sun Belt. They do. Let's talk about it. But before we get to the schedule, which we will go through, state of the program, we like to talk about the trajectory of the program, the rosters. They got some studs right now. Two of their best offensive players probably going to be able to play pro ball somewhere at least. And fan base, they've been to, what did I say, 11 bowl games since 2011. That's pretty damn good, right? Stadium effect. Let's talk about it. ASU Stadium, the vault, they call it, Mac. 51 years young. I like the stadium.
It's nice.
I like the stadium, man. I mean, look, I understand they were probably getting their ass whooped in this game because I know they have fans. So you're looking at look at the stadium. It looks nice. I know the turnout isn't great there. They're probably down 40, right? But that's a nice stadium, man. And whoa, what's happening here? I don't know what happened there, but let's look there. Look at that. It's a nice stadium, man.
That press box is huge.
Look at that, man. They got the fucking mascot coming out. That's probably Bobby Petrino's fucking Harley. That's what I'm saying. They should hire it. Reunite him. Road rash face. Bring him back.
Butch is right behind him.
That's true. And maybe Butch and Petrino can work together. Yeah, I mean, look, Mac, did you know that's fire. See, there's the fans. They got good fans. In Jonesboro. Mac, this stadium has a fucking waterfall, man. You know that? It's the only FBS stadium. Yeah, it's like I remember as a kid.
It's like the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, no, for me though, as a kid, it was the Royals. Kansas City Royals had that. I think the Angels might now, but back then it was only the Kansas City Royals. Yeah, when I was growing up, and I remember watching games, being like, "Hey, I kind of like this team because they have a fucking waterfall in the back." You know,
Kaufman Stadium.
Yeah, look at that shit right there, man.
Yep.
Come out, have a beer, check out the waterfall. If your team's getting your ass whooped, look at that in the corner of the end zone too. Looks nice. I don't know whose idea it was. How do you feel about waterfalls in the end zone?
I like anything unique. So hey, it's different, especially at the G5 level. Make it stand out. I mean, look at Boise. I know winning has really helped, but the blue turf is you go to a restaurant, people are like, "Oh, that team that plays on the blue field, Boise."
I like it too, but I'm just gonna try to one up the people that did this if they're listening. If you pull up the Kansas City Royals waterfall from the 80s or 90s, I think they still I don't know if they still have it. I think so. I think they still do. But that shit was a deep waterfall. Like it actually fell a little bit better than this one. I challenge you to, if you've gone this far, go a little further. Quote Shawshank Redemption, right? You remember the waterfall and with the Kansas City Royals, right? Where let's get a little bit of volume on that water.
Yes.
Get a little bit of volume on that water. All right. But it is cool. It's a cool stadium. I really think it is. Look at that, man. It's a nice stadium, man. It's real. I think it's pretty impressive for Group of 5. Look at that shit. There's the waterfall again. Get that thing going. Look at that tailgating. It's college football, man. Jonesboro, Arkansas style. Love it. That's the best part about college football. Doesn't matter where you are. You got a football team, you set up shop. Jonesboro. I'd never heard of Jonesboro before Arkansas State. Football and basketball. All right? Love it. Get out to a game if you're in the Arkansas. Look at that shit. That shit looks nice. Right? Yeah. That's a good stadium. I like for a Group of 5, I'm impressed. But state of the program, Mac, I could still, despite liking the stadium that much, it's kind of in taboo right now to me. They haven't been as good as previous Arkansas State teams. You have made 2 straight bowls, but you have 3 losing seasons in 4 seasons with the same coach. I do think he's on the hot seat this year. I do think he's coaching for his job. But that makes it kind of a tricky spot to say what's the state of the program. Mm-hmm. So I put 5 of 10. If to me, like if he wins another 8 games, I'm going to feel like this is okay, 6 or 7 next year.
Yeah.
Where do you put state of the program?
I was going to say 5 because he's off his best year, but you could argue it's a little fool's gold, and it's been underwhelming a little bit. So I feel like they should be a little farther along, but like at the same time, best he's ascended every year. So big year. It's a big year, and it's kind of no man's land. 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Let's talk about this schedule. Week 1. SEMO coming in to Jonesboro, Arkansas, to ASU Stadium. And, well, they better watch out.
That was lost to Central last year.
Well, and SEMO's a team that was pretty solid last year. I believe they made the FCS playoffs, and they lost a 1-score game in the FCS playoffs to Illinois State. Mm-hmm. It's a dangerous game. That is a dangerous game. And I say that because, Mac,
they may lose this game.
It is a very dangerous game, but even what makes it even more dangerous, shout out to the host of the Notorious OTB podcast. If you're going to Oaklawn, or just in general, horse racing there, you got to check out my guy, Chase Sessoms. He hosts that show. He is an Arkansas Razorback fan. I had him on doing the Arkansas preview a couple years ago, and he alerted me that I was like, why don't they ever play Arkansas State? And he said it was actually it written into like the state laws that they couldn't play each other. Well, that has been lifted. So for the first time ever, week 2, at a neutral site in Arkansas, War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock, which, by the way, Arkansas State and Arkansas should play there more often. It's an awesome fucking stadium. That is a gigantic fucking game, dude.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's a look-ahead spot makes it tricky. I'll still say with them returning some of those guys, Raynor and Rucker, they get it, but I don't feel great about it.
I don't either. Like I said, they only beat Central Arkansas by a field goal last year, and all their wins were 1-score games. I think they win a close one. SEMO went 9-4 last year, and you said they got to the FCS playoffs. They're good. So Arkansas State better not be asleep at the wheel with all these new faces. So yeah, I'll go 1-0, but I'll be on the points of SEMO week 1.
I think so too. Week 2. This is one of my favorite games of the season, just because I'm so glad it's happening. They're gonna lose though.
How will the crowd be?
I am fascinated to know that because we've never seen it before.
Yeah.
I think Jonesboro is actually closer to Little Rock.
Yeah. I
might be full of shit there. Let me. I'm just quickly gonna try to Google Maps this.
Jonesboro to Little Rock is an hour, 58 miles.
And I think and Fayetteville's
another hour. So Jonesboro.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
No, I got Fayetteville being to Jonesboro is 4 hours. Okay. But not to Little Rock. Okay.
Yes. Jonesboro's almost basically in Tennessee. It's close to Memphis.
Wow. Yes, Robert Martin, first ever matchup. I'll take Arkansas, but I can't. This will be on one of my TVs. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, I love this game. Yeah, give me the Hogs. With maybe their future head coach Petrino. But yeah.
So we both got them 1-1.
Yeah.
Then, what's this? Iowa State and Matt Campbell
come to Jonesboro.
Woo! Have they not learned? They went to Athens, Ohio, and lost Now, look, I appreciate them doing this. I think part of what makes college football great is you should play at the road of group of 5 teams on the road. We credited Missouri playing at Missouri. I'm sorry, at UMass yesterday.
Yeah.
So credit to Iowa State. But I will also say if you miss the playoffs because you lose this game, it doesn't make sense. But you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to say that. You win the Big 12, you're in. So more of these games should happen. I love this game on the schedule. Iowa State fucked them up last year. I still think Iowa State's going to get them because Rocco Beck and Iowa State I'm kind of bullish on this year. 1 and 2 for me.
Same, but Cologne's got to be careful. They're off Cyhawk. They're off Iowa the week before. So, and then the Big 12 openers on deck. So it's a little sandwich spot for the Cyclones. Yeah, Ark State, man, you couldn't ask for a better spot.
Yeah. The only problem is they're coming off Arkansas. Imagine if they win that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Robert Martin, no paint bucket rivalry with Memphis, unfortunately, this year. They should play that every year. Keanu asking, will Arkansas and Arkansas State become a new rivalry? Hopefully.
They should play every year.
They should. So 1 and 2 after 3. And then they hit the road to go to Kennesaw, Georgia. First ever meeting. I don't think Kennesaw's there yet. First year coach. You want to get a first year coach in September to me. Yeah. And all right, so I got them 2 and 2 here after 4.
I do too. They got to get if they're sitting at 1 and 2, they got to get this one. So whether they pull one of these crazy upsets or not, I got them 2 and 2 after 4.
Now, if you're thinking Arkansas State's got to make a bowl for Butch Jones's job, well, this might be a very critical game. And shout out to, we like to honor Native Americans on our show. We don't like to delete history. So I went with the true game that this should be. I like to honor the history of Native Americans. The Arkansas State Indians are at the ULM Monroe Indians. The series goes back to the 1950s. I had a hard time with this game when I was projecting. I was going through this, over the past 24 hours, and I was like, man, I don't know. I really love what Brian Vincent did in year 1 at ULM. Can he build on that? I kind of think I like ULM a little bit more, but it's not by much. So I will take ULM to get that dub. But at the same time, Arkansas State got him last year by 7. Yeah. It was in Jonesboro. What are you doing?
I'm going to go with Monroe. It's a back-to-back road spot for Ark State. So coming off Kennesaw, got to hit the road again to Monroe. Brian Vincent did a good job, and they almost beat him in year 1. So, yeah, give me Monroe, 2 and 3 for Ark State.
Yeah, so we're on the same page here. Then, after that, Texas State, G.J. Kinney come to town. Texas State beat them by a ridiculous number last year. I mentioned it earlier. I was trying to quickly find it in my notes.
41-9.
Yes. I have to take Texas State here.
Yeah, they're better.
So that puts them at 2 and 4. Let me ask you something. At 2 and 4, you're going into a bye week. By the way, shout out to that. On the right, we got Fred Barnett catching a touchdown. On the left, we got Maurice Carthon, Super Bowl champ with the New York Giants, getting the rock there. But Mac, at the first bye week, if you're 2 and 4, is there a chance they could pull the plug?
No, it's Ark State. Arkansas, yes, but I think Butch will get the year.
Yeah. Shout out to Courtney Joe. Good to see you, man. Hope you and your family are well. The offseason is flying by, but we're breaking down teams every day for you. So check it out. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. All right, they come out of the bye. And happy 4th of July, Courtney Joe. And everyone on here. Robert Martin, I know you're Canadian, but goddamn it, you're American tomorrow. All right? Let's go. All right? Arkansas State is at South Alabama. Love the old South Alabama logo. They got them last year, but I think South Alabama's a little bit better.
Yeah, it's a road game too. I'm 2-5.
Yeah.
2-5.
I'm 2-5 too. I mean, maybe you could talk me into 3-4. Maybe they get the ULM game. I can't see better than that though at this point. But I'm 2-5 as well. They come out of that Georgia Southern. Clay Helton coming to town. Tough schedule. Drawing them. I think Georgia Southern's better, but I know Clay Helton. That you know what? Give me an Arkansas State win here. Give me that third win.
They're very similar, Clay Helton.
Yes, they're both like I feel like their teams get often over penalized. Georgia Southern is just I don't know. Like I think they're more talented than Arkansas State. I do believe that, but this is a road game. They don't play that often because SEC or Sunbelt East against Sunbelt West. Series goes back to the 80s. What's that?
It's a good spot. They're off Georgia State. I'll take Arkansas State.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. 3 wins. We're at 3 wins here. Then they hit the road to Troy. Troy is kind of another mystery team to me with Gerard Parker. I was not a big fan of the hire. But maybe he gets it going. Series goes back quite a ways there, but I think I'll take Arkansas State to get a 4th win.
You know, I mean, they beat Troy by a field goal last year. I'm going to go Troy. I think Troy gets a revenge here. I think 3-6 for me. This ain't good.
4-5 for me. Then Southern Miss comes to town. Charles Huff. He's going to huff and puff and blow your fucking Red Wolves away because I am sold on Southern Miss. Check out our Southern Miss episode. Yeah, this is a loss to me.
Saying 3-7, and that clinches him missing a bowl.
Oof. I got 4-6. Still alive for that bowl. You get that second bye. Come out of the bye week. Can you figure it out? Louisiana coming to town. I can't remember what I picked on the Louisiana show because I thought this was tricky. Give me a win though for Arkansas State.
I'll go win too. Louisiana has Texas State. Arkansas State senior day off the bye. Give me a 4th win.
And yeah, so I'm at 5. Can they go bowling as they head to Kid Brewer on November 29th? No, they cannot because it will probably be snowing or some shit. 5-7. 5-7 for me. How about you?
I think App's going to beat him. First year head coach. I think they're going to be playing good ball by the end of the year or better. Yeah, shit. I have Arkansas State 4-8.
I got a 5-7.
That's an under.
The win total is 5.5. So I will take the under. I saw the chat saying though, great odds to win the Sun Belt. 2,400.
They better win all those. They better win all those close 1-score games again.
Can I talk about what they draw from the Sun Belt East? They draw Georgia Southern and App State from the East. That's not fun. You want Georgia State or Old Dominion or Coastal this year.
Yeah.
I know App State's in a rebuild, but it's still App State. Like that's kind of been coach proof. Georgia Southern is a contender this year for the championship in the Sun Belt. So yeah, I think schedule has a lot to do with it there. And you better win. I had you guys going 5-7, basically scoring an upset against Louisiana and then beating SEMO, beating Troy. I got no idea it was one of those games.
They don't have a sure win.
Yeah. Maybe Kennesaw.
Yeah, it's a road game though.
Yeah. Robert Martin in the chat.
I think I'm going to bet this. I mean, like I said, they won 7 games last year. They were all 1-score games. It's going to flip this year. I'll take the under.
Yeah, I'm on the under too. Robert Martin saying App State's going to roll them in the chat here. Yeah, I'm on the under too. I feel decent about it. Once again, if you want to look at the schedule, youtube.com/the college experience. There's the bird's eye view of this thing. Look, it is tricky. You know what's tricky too about the Kennesaw game is it's after if they lose the SEMO. Imagine they get upset by SEMO. Then you play 2 Power 5s, so you could have a body blow effect going on.
Yep.
And then you hit the road to Kennesaw and ULM. I mean, there is a world where if you don't get that SEMO game, there is a world where you're 0-5. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they can beat Kennesaw. I think they could beat SEMO. Hell, they could even beat ULM. But I am on the under. And I think it's more likely. And you're locking this, huh?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get back to a bowl.
Moneyline Mac.
Sorry, Ark State.
Lock it up. Arkansas State on the under. Give them hell. Give them hell, Red Wolves fans. All right, folks. Well, look, I put together a nice little slideshow honoring the history of Arkansas State football because I care about it. We all care about it. We love college football. But we're about to come up next in about 15 minutes with, or 10 minutes with Texas State. The Bobcats. They're leaving for the Pac-12. This is their final year in the Sun Belt. We're going to talk all about it. And yeah, stick around. All right. YouTube.com/The College Experience. We're breaking down all 136 teams. Get on over there. Also subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, whatever. Moneyline Mac's on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. And yeah, can't wait to talk more Sunbelt action in about 10 minutes here. All right, folks, enjoy the slideshow. This is the College Football Experience, Red Wolf style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 1. You have 7 messages. 1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks. Largely cause leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged, your board stiff. So arrange the pieces to appear cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles tape. Shake the cobweb, hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still I run the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics for spikes. Trampling the home team, man, they're turf for life. For the few fleet of foot, too fast for me. I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pin. Of feet by the tree, they're the fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the head. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause the season goaler moves toward it. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to